What's up, losers? Today I'm back with some more r/fatlogic hijinks. Checking out a couple of eyebrow-raising fat acceptance posts, sharing my thoughts on them, and having a few chuckles where appropriate. This is episode 126 in the fatlogic series. And I'm ready to be educated about the horrors of diet culture. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Also, being big doesn't mean being unhealthy. Sumo wrestlers are a great example of that. Edit. If you're gonna comment sheet like, sumo wrestlers aren't healthy, and they live 20 years less than the average lifespan, then shut the frick up. 'Cause you think you're helping me. But you're actually not. I'm tired of getting 10 plus comments every day, talking about the same sheet.
Ha ha wow, sumo wrestlers. That's an interesting one. Probably not the first thing that comes to mind for me when I think of a healthy physique. But I guess that's where wishful thinking will get you. The fat activists desperately want to believe that being obese is not less healthy than being thin. It's just different, so they'll latch onto any and all examples that they can to try to prove this. Even when the example in question only proves the exact opposite, if you're willing to put in even the most basic level of research. Just for the sake of interest, I googled the health effects of sumo wrestling, and trusty old Wikipedia gave me the following paragraph on the subject.
The negative health effects of the sumo lifestyle can become apparent later in life. Sumo wrestlers have a life expectancy between 60 and 65, more than 20 years shorter than the average Japanese male, as the diet and sport take a toll on the wrestler's body. Many develop type 2 diabetes or high blood pressure, and they are prone to heart attacks due to the enormous amount of body mass and fat that they accumulate. The excessive intake of alcohol can lead to liver problems, and the stress on their joints due to their excess weight can cause arthritis. Recently, the standards of weight gain are becoming less strict, in an effort to improve the overall health of the wrestlers.
Sarah, yeah, not exactly a healthy lifestyle. Decreased life expectancy, diabetes and high blood pressure, heart attacks, arthritis. It's practically a laundry list of all the things we've been saying that obesity causes. That fat activists refuse to listen to. Funny that. Talk about a cell phone, haha. It's also kinda funny to me how the poster acknowledges the comments they're getting, informing them of this, but they don't provide any counter evidence, or retract their initial statement. They just tell everyone to shut up about it, because they don't want to hear it. I guess when all else fails. The classic technique of sticking your fingers in your ears and going la 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 is the only defense that remains to someone who simply refuses to have their mind changed on anything. Sighs. How sad. Moving on.
The diets we follow, and intense exercise we do, are often assaults on the body. We engage in these practices to control and dominate the body, often without the body's consent.
Good Lord. Without the body's consent, really? These people just can't help themselves. Can they? For the 100th time, your body does not have a mind of its own. It can't make decisions, and it most certainly can't give consent. Take some damn responsibility. For frick's sake, you're in charge of your body. It's your ship to run, and your will to exercise. Constantly shifting accountability away from yourself, by assigning personhood to your corporeal form, and pretending that it doesn't want you to eat a healthy diet, or regularly exercise, is just pathetic. These are your crappy life choices, not your bodies. So if you're unwilling to make any changes that might improve your health and fitness, at the very least own up to your obstinacy, rather than blaming the meat sack that you walk around in, because everyone sees through your BS, and it's just embarrassing. Furthermore, could this post be any more inappropriate in its use of language? Like, assaults, control and dominate, consent, we see what you're doing here, and the association that you're trying to create, and we are not having it, implying that diet and exercise, are in any way related to SA is delusional and disgusting. And I find it reprehensible that anyone would stoop so low as to invoke such a horrific crime in service of their ridiculous anti-diet grandstanding. Like, you guys don't want to go on a diet. We get it, but that does not give you the right to use other people's trauma to shield yourself from scrutiny. Nor does it give you the right to cast advocates of healthy diet and exercise as rapists and abusers. Shameful. Man, most of the posts that I include in these videos just make me laugh. Or make me sad, but this one has got me genuinely fired up. Like, who the hell do these people think they are? It's despicable the depths to which they will stoop in the dumb-ass crusade against healthy living. The fact that there is an audience for this kind of garbage content just boggles the mind. I don't even know what else to say. This one was terrible even by fat acceptance standards. 0 out of 10. I hate it.
Today's hashtag therapy session, but only because I spent 5 years not exercising. I needed these years to recover from the preceding decades of punishing, compulsive, never enough, thin at all costs exercise. And let me tell you, those 5 years off were worth every single minute. Did I lose muscle mass and cardio fitness? You betcha. Did it impact how much learning intuitive eating increased my body weight? Almost certainly. Did I gain the capacity to move my body for pleasure and strength, without being harassed by the screeds of diet mind, and without any goals around weight loss? Hell yes I did, and it is so effing great. It is so different from diet mind exercise, or wellness exercise, attached to body size/weight. It is infinitely better. It is the difference between moving with chains and moving without them. If you're taking a break from exercise to recover your sanity/spirit, and you're scared about that break, my advice to you is to stick with it. You'll know, perhaps through trial and error, when you're ready to get after it again. You can heal your relationship with movement. It takes work, and perhaps more time than you want it to, but you can do it. Time plus work equals magic. The soul is a self-healing entity. Promise. Hashtag diet culture dropout. Hashtag diet culture sucks. Hashtag all bodies are good bodies. Hashtag all bodies are worthy bodies. Hashtag body diversity. Hashtag movement practice. Hashtag radical self-love. Hashtag intuitive eating. Hashtag haze. Hashtag fatspo. Hashtag fat girl scan. Hashtag body liberation. Hashtag fit and fat. Hashtag the body is not an apology.
Yeah, this one is just sad. I know people are allowed to make their own choices in life. And that includes fat activists. But it's hard to see someone like this, who has clearly bought into the fat acceptance messaging hook, line, and sinker, and is sacrificing all of their prior weight and fitness goals for it, and not feel an immense regret on their behalf. It's just so unnecessary. Like, I'm not saying that everyone needs to be super into exercise, or even that everyone needs to go to the gym, because it's possible to be perfectly healthy without going down such a path. But the way this post describes just giving up on fitness altogether, committing to so-called intuitive eating, and allowing their weight to balloon out unchecked, is a legitimately terrible idea. And insofar as they may have had an unhealthy preoccupation with food earlier, it's a massive overcorrection that is not going to leave them in a better position than where they started in the long run. It's all well and good to sing the praises of intuitive eating, freeing yourself from the screeds of diet mind, removing the chains, and moving your body for pleasure, without any goals around weight loss. But the reality is that such a lifestyle is unsustainable. It is almost inevitably going to result in massive weight gain, which will make movement, for pleasure or otherwise, much more difficult, bring a whole host of new health issues to stress over, and necessitate a reversion back to weight loss-focused eating and exercise to rectify them. So while you might feel good in the meantime, this approach is not resolving the underlying issue. It's only digging a deeper hole for yourself. Considering this likelihood, surely it would be wiser to settle in at a healthy and achievable weight range. And focus on developing healthy habits and a healthy mindset to sustain it, than to go through the upheaval of putting on a bunch of weight that your body can't handle, and be forced to restrict once again to return to the weight at which you started. Because diet, mind or no, that seems like a much more stressful and tumultuous time to me. So to anyone who might be tempted to take this post as advice, I can only say, don't, if you find yourself devoting too much time or emotional energy to diet and exercise. It might be worth dialing things back a little bit, or even talking to a professional about your feelings. But throwing in the towel and taking years off to sit around and eat is not the answer, because your problems don't just go away if you refuse to address them. And this is doubly the case when it comes to weight gain and the health issues that it tends to bring. Well, that's all I've got for you today. I hope you enjoyed reading through these posts with me, and that you found my commentary at all illuminating or entertaining. What do you think? Are sumo wrestlers the picture of health? Is going on a diet, assaulting your body, without its consent, is it worth sacrificing one's cardio fitness and muscle mass, so that one can overeat without guilt or reservation? Let me know in the comments. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe, or I'll challenge you to a sumo match. Just kidding, haha. Anyway, catch you later.